Hello and welcome back to Every Dawn. This is just a very short video because in a comment, a viewer asked me about this picture here, right behind me. And they said that this is a beautiful picture, and I also think so. And I wanted to briefly tell you the story of this picture in case you're wondering. This is one of my oldest possessions, except for a few books, which I carry around since secondary school. But otherwise, with all my moves from Greece to Germany and then to Hong Kong, I don't have many things over time that had stayed in my possession, again, except for books. And decorative things like, any cheap pictures that I get perhaps from IKEA or some photographs that I make and put up, then perhaps after a few years I will remove them. And this here has miraculously for some reason survived all these moves, all these changes of place. And this is a picture that I got originally, it must have been in 1986 or perhaps 87, from an actual artist who painted this. So this is not a copy, it's an original. And this artist, I was back then a student. I was in my first year or second year of studies. And I had traveled, I think, to Munich to visit somebody, a friend. And in the house of this friend at the same time was an artist. And this was, as far as I remember, a woman from Russia, from Petersburg. And she had painted this, and she had a collection of her paintings with her, and she was trying to sell them. And she was also a student, as far as I know. It wasn't, any famous artist. It was just a student painting, but she wanted to become an artist. And so I said, I love this. It's a beautiful picture, and I will be, your first customer here. And I bought this picture for, back then, 50 marks, which today would be around 50 euros or around 50 US dollars. So it was not a lot of money in an objective sense, but it was for me back then because I was a student. We didn't have a lot of money. And probably it was also adequate by the artist because she agreed to sell it to me and she seemed to be happy with the deal. And so I got this painting for $50 or 50 euros. And since then I've been carrying it around because it's the only piece of original art I have, except for what my children have painted. So the only original art from a stranger. And I don't know the name of this painter. I don't know the name of this woman. As it is, you meet somebody as a student while sleeping at the place of some other student. And then the next day everybody goes their way. So I never met this person again. And I don't know their name anymore. On the picture, there is no signature that I can easily decipher. There is some scribble on the back. There is something that might be some scribble in the corner of the picture, but it's impossible for me to find out who this is. So perhaps if you know the artist, or if you are the artist and you remember, selling this thing to me in Munich in 1986, 87, then perhaps get in touch. Perhaps by now this is worth millions because the artist has become a very famous painter, or I don't know, whatever it is. Perhaps this artist had made a career with their paintings. Perhaps they managed to survive with it. Perhaps they've given up painting and now they are doing something else. It would be fun to know what happened to them. But I cannot tell you. I just know that I love this picture. And I always carry it with me. And that's the whole story. And when I was looking for a background for these videos, I thought, I have two pictures essentially. I have this one and I have another one that I bought in Prague from a street artist, which is Prague by night. It's also beautiful. It's also in blues. Perhaps I will hang it here one day. But it's a little smaller, so it doesn't quite fill the space. And because of the, geometric requirements for art in this picture frame, I needed something that would just fit there, and this does the job. So here we are. I hope you enjoyed that little story of my painting, which I'm carrying around now for like 40 years. And I will see you in the next video when we talk again about books. Thank you, and see you next time.